What's going on? We're back there exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, back up joined again by Nick, and he has brought us Xeno Goku. More anniversary stuff, good cards, buttons, links, check them out. Let's get into it.
Yeah, not much has changed with this. We just added a couple things, but anyway.
Actually, wait, did this one get anniversary stuff?
No, but it got
The promo, the regional thing.
it got regional promo, so we gotta play it. Leader, it's pretty basic on the front side. You burst 3 when the card attacks, draw a card, and you can also take a life, so you can get yourself down early. And then the awaken, only one awakened. If you're at 4 or less, you draw one on tap 1. So we want to get down to 4 as soon as possible. Backside's where it starts to get interesting. Inherent double strike, pretty good on the backside. Then it has a permanent. During your turn, this card gets +5 for each 8 black battle cards in your warp. Pretty easy to do, at least to get the 8. In the later stages of the game, you start to get it up there, 16, 24, however many. And then activate maybe once per turn, place up to 4 black battle cards from your drop to your warp, then draw a card. So you're going to be able to facilitate your overruns pretty easily with the leader. And then for the start of the package, we run 4 Demigod Momentary Ally. This is one of your linchpins for the deck. The main reason is you get the wormhole every turn. So whenever you overwhelm, you burst one of this card game's wormhole. So you're overwhelming twice, keep the pressure on really quickly. +1, place up to 2 black battle cards from your drop to your warp. So this, in conjunction with your leader, you're going to get the 6 to get your big overwhelms off. And then it has a -3, add 2 black battle cards with 7 cost or less, and the overwhelms go from your warp to your hand. Almost never goes off, but if you're somehow able to get it there, you got pretty good ways to recur yourself. And then just for the tech, we have Supreme Kaya Time, Guardian Space Time. What starter deck card, but is almost meant for it. Essentially, when you have 5 or less cards in your hand, this will gain +5 for the turn for combo power. So it's 10k combos for nothing, really good. And then auto, if your leader's black Saiyan card, when this card is bursted or placed from your drop area deck for your drop, you play it. So free 10Ks combos are
Anniversary card.
Anniversary print. I mean, it's just a reprint.
Yeah.
But. And then for our overwhelms, we have Son Goku Beyond All Limits. It's been around for quite a while. Everybody knows what it does. You pick up a card from your warp after you overwhelm, so this helps recur your plays really good. You're running into 4 of. You want to see it. And then we have 4 SS4 Vegeta Feigned Greetings. We don't have money. We don't have the other one. The ideal one would be the newer one that came out, but this one works just as well. Your opponent warps a card from hand, so 30k, so you get your fusions. And then for the rest of the overwhelm package, we have Revived Ravager Vegeta. It's probably my favorite card out of the deck. 15k crit overwhelm. When you overwhelm, you mill the top 3 cards of your deck or place them in the drop. So it's refueling your drop area to get more overwhelms off. 15k crit turn 1 is something your opponent can't really deal with too much unless they want to lose their hand. Really good. And then we run 4 Trunks Time Regulators. This is just more draw power for the deck. When you overwhelm, you draw 2, place 1 in your warp. So this helps facilitate your warp a little bit extra as well. And it's draw 2, so for next to nothing, so it's good. And then we run 4 Son Goku True Fighting Spirits. We run this at a 4 just to keep our ratios even for Gokus and Vegetas. It does have unique. It's been erotic quite a while ago, but still really good, especially if it can stay on the board, because if your opponent activates a counter skill, they warp a card from hand. So if you're able to go in on the board, it's fine, but mostly we just use this for fodder. And then we have our super combo is SS Vegeta Prince Strike Backs, draw 2 super combos, straightforward. Also, it's 5k power, so it keeps our fusions in check. And then for more spicy stuff, we have SS God Trunks Power Awakened. This guy just helps you out getting your drop area refueled just in case you miss something. So you want to throw this in the drop, you want to combo it away, you want to mill it so you can get it in your warp to play it, and then you get a dual attacker that can help your drop to get more overwhelms off. And then for some 2Os, we have Massay and Belligerant Warrior. The goal is to overwhelm at least twice a turn, so this will pretty much be live every turn from last year's anniversary box, so it's not bad. Its cost is reduced by 6 if you send a card from your drop to your warp, so whenever you overwhelm, it's a 1 cost, deflect, and then auto. When you play this card, you warp 2 battle cards from your opponent's side of the board. This will gain crit, and then those cards will come back with their skills negated at the end of your opponent's next turn. So if you hit the right stuff, it's essentially just going to get rid of cards, because there's a lot of cards these days that say if they get removed, they're gone forever. So this is a really good removal, and then you also get a 20k crit swing, possibly early as turn 1, so really good early game pressure. And then as a little spice, we have Son Goku Saiyan Transcendence. We'll see the Z deck in just a minute, but this is a Xeno Evolve for 1 energy with a Goku with energy cost of 3 or less. So you have your 1-drops from True Fighting Spirits, and then again you have some cards in the Z deck to get more facilitation off of this. You can't play this card unless you have 4 or more energy, so it's kind of a late game card, but a 25k double strike for 1 energy, and then it also has an activate main to place cards from your warp and your drop, so you'll be able to facilitate more of your overwhelms in the late game too. So you don't have to rely on your Unison too much. And then some newer cards, we have SS4 Berserk Bar. Just a really good black tech card. When you play it, if your leader's a Black Saiyan, you draw a card, and then you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards, or choose all your opponent's battle cards, and they'll gain Servant until the end of your next turn. So really good stun if you can't remove opponent's battle cards that they swing at them before. You can stun them again so they don't have to, not a threat the next turn. It also has a second auto. You can choose to either give it double strike and dual attack, or triple strike for the turn. So depending on the scenario, you might want, depends on what, if you want to just go for game with this or just add pressure, you have the option. And then activate main for 2. If you have 4 or more energy, your opponent has 2 more battle cards placed from your hand. So your opponent, you have some spot removal, but it's not too much. So this is going to go off pretty much all the time. Couple of negates, Screen Kai Time Labyrinth Unleashed. Pretty straightforward card. You negate the attack, play it, then you overwhelm. You send a card from your opponent's battle area to the warp, and it'll come back at the next turn. The end of the skill's negated, so not bad. And then we have Gogeta Fearless Fusion. You have a lot of Gokus and Vegetas, so it's pretty easy to make this guy work. 16k blocker for 1 fusion, and then it also has an auto when this card is played. You warp a battle card, ignoring barrier with energy cost of 4 or less. So pretty good, easy way to get removal, especially if the opponent has some sticky things they want to keep on board. Just get rid of it. And then it also it has the permanent where you can choose cards from your warp instead for fusion. So you're gonna have your Gokus and Vegetas in the warp, so not bad. Now, for the 1-of, we have thwarting. This was the bane of everybody's existence for the longest time. Now it's at a 1-of. It's still really good at a 1-of, especially with your SS4 Goku grabbing it from the warp in case you mill it. So you're still going to be able to see this as long as you see it once. It's going to be live. Then we have Son Gohan Saiyan Encounter. This was the Gohan rare from Fighter's Ambition. The reason we have this at a 1-of is just your sneaky negate. You crit a life and then you negate an attack. So if your opponent wants to go in on a big like double strike, triple strike, quad strike, whatever, you can play this and negate the attack from the warp or drop. And then you can also combo and warp a battle card if you place it in your Z energy. So we only have 1, so that's why we run it at 1. Then our secret rare choice is Evil Saiyan. Probably the best black generic secret rare we have right now. Not much to say. It's a lot to say about it. Hit your opponent's life. You warp a battle card from your opponent's side of the board. You control the board whenever they play it. You can gain control of stuff. So really good secret rare for 2 energy. Not bad. And then for some extra cards, we got Super Kamehameha. Saves you in a pinch, especially if your opponent wants to floodgate you with a battle card. If your opponent has a big piece they need to play early, just hit this. You're going to be at 4 life, so you can take your life for it. 2 petrification, probably the best negate in the game, I would say. I want to run into the 3-of, but deck space is kind of tight. I don't want to run it too high. I think the list is at 55 right now, so I don't want to go too much higher. But petrification is really good. Really good to throw a 3rd in the sideboard for those decks or those you can't beat. And then we have 3 Support of the Dark Empire. Your blocker negates. You're going to be able to get to 5 to 4 life pretty easily. Probably by turn 2, so really easy to get there. And that's the deck. Oh, and Z deck. So for the Z deck, we have 1 Body and Soul times Sen Kamehameha. This was the regional promo for this deck. We only have 1 because we only went to 1 regional. Auto, if your leader is Son Goku Xeno, and you discard 1 card from your hand, when you play this in your battle area, you add up 2 cards from your life to your hand, and then you pick up a Goku Xeno. Doesn't have super combo his name from your drop or warp, so this recurs your Gokus if you need them in a pinch. This also gets you down to 4 life very quickly, so you're able to awaken. And then it has a second auto once per turn. When a card from your warp is placed in your drop by your leader card skill, you choose opponent's battle cards to enter the warp. So your leader gets essentially a double skill where it draws a card, refills your drop area, and warps a battle card. So really good removal. And then activate battle for burst 2. Remove this card from the game. Choose 1 of your Son Goku Xeno cards, and it gets +5 in crit for the turn. So this will hit your leader, so you have a big beefy double strike crit swing, or any of your other Goku Xeno cards you have in play. And we have 2 Son Goku for the mission. This was from last year's anniversary box as well. Still pretty good. Inherently crit, auto burst 3 if your leader's black Son Goku Xeno card, and you place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. You can add a black Unison card with no specified cost and 10k from your drop to your hand. So if you don't see your Unison turn 1 or turn 2, you can go into this and guarantee see it. Most of the time you're going to be at 4 life to awaken, so you'll be able to play it the turn you get it usually. And then it has an activate main once per turn. For every 7 black battle cards in your drop, this will get plus 5k power for the turn. So for 2 energy, you'll get pretty much a 20k crit swing and to see your Unison. So we like it. We run it at 2. Then we have 2 SS4 Son Goku Dimensional Fighting Spirit. This was from last set as well. When this card's played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, send it to the owner's warp. So good removal for 1. And then if you have 3 or more energy and you have to remove 10 cards from your drop from the game, this will gain plus 10 double strike. So really easy way just to get big swing for next to nothing. And then again, all of these cards from the Z will be able to Xeno evolve into the same Transcendence that we saw earlier. In the last 2, we have Majin Buu, Pure Destroyer. Just generic good black card to play on blocker, removal again. Then you have a big blocker for your opponent's turn for defense.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Nick. Like always, guys, buttons, links, check them out. Bye.